Hello crypto friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk possible Bitmex manipulation as well as Bitcoin price action. So if you're interested in that, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for this video. So let's get right into things, all right? So obviously throughout the entire week, that's why I haven't been as active, also because I was traveling. We were pretty much seeing some sideways consolidation, not a lot of price action here, okay? So this was a strong resistance that we were seeing until yesterday, okay? And a lot of people might question themselves, why the big pump? Where did this come from? Because if you guys remember from my last video, I had discussed how we were suspecting a possible capitulation, right? And so that was the overall sentiment until one thing popped up that I've noticed for the past couple of days, right? I was watching the markets and this caught my attention here, right? And that is the shorts increase, right? So if you actually take a look at the shorts, little purple line, anytime the markets tend to pump is because there's a lot of shorts and there tends to be what's called a short squeeze. So let me put into example, right? If there's a lot of people that are betting against the market, and you can see clearly right now there's a lot of people that are betting against the market, expecting Bitcoin to go down, then all it takes is for one buyer, a big whale, to come in and to actually just squeeze them, right? To actually pump that price right up. And the moment it's pumped, then a lot of people are going to be gone, okay? And we can see that we've had the largest amount of short sellers. So you can see right now, this is the largest we've had since back in March and April. And you can notice the last time we had this many short sellers, the price shot up back to almost $10,000, okay? So what I did yesterday was, before it ended up even pumping, I went into my group, I discussed how I see in the short term a pretty big retracement. I was speculating back to around 10,000. Of course, that just kind of came out of thin air, but I do expect to see a huge price action as of yesterday, right? So you can see before it actually had even pumped, you know, I had made some speculation that there is going to be a huge search price incoming, all right? And we can see that as of an hour later from the time that I posted that, we can see that we had an attempt to rally from that point, okay? And people speculate that actually has to do with Bitmex scheduling maintenance, okay? This is kind of huge because a lot of people are saying that ever since Bitmex in the growth that it's had, because you guys can clearly tell that it's amassed so much attention over time. People have been more aware about shorting Bitcoin, that ever since they had that maintenance, it pumped. So a lot of people are actually stating that the reason Bitcoin's price is actually being held down is due to one exchange, really, okay? And to be completely fair, that's actually not far, that can not be far from the truth, because if you take a look at CoinMarketCap, right? You take a look at the highest ranking chart or exchange, I'm sorry. Bitmex is second to Binance, all right? Unlike Binance, you can't really short. I'm not really sure about Bitforex, so don't quote me on that, but you can clearly see that Bitmex has probably one of the largest volume. In the past 7 days, they had $18 billion. Just today, they have $3 billion of volume. Okay, that's a lot of volume, all right? 3 times the amount of Binance and pretty close to Bitforex, all right? So anytime you see people trying to short this amount, it actually affects price action. It really does. And so now what we speculate, or at least what I speculate, is that there are still a large amount of short sellers, okay? So it is possible to retrace back up to the highs of around 10,000 to see a pretty good breakout from the scenario, because we have a lot more short sellers, a lot less people that are bullish, which is a good sign. Remember, guys, it's all about market sentiment, to do the opposite of what the masses think about. And so we have a lot of those people saying that it's going to go down. And anytime this happens, you can see that, of course, according from back in April, that we saw a huge surge in price action. Is it still possible for us to see this huge surge in price? To be honest, it's an in-between of yes and no, because you got to make comparisons from back in April. If you guys remember back in April, our market cap was at a completely different standpoint, okay? And back then, back in April, let's actually zoom in here. You can see back in April, our market cap was sitting at around 252 billion, I'm sorry, surged up to almost 500 billion, so almost twice the amount. Pretty ridiculous, right? you can see right now we're sitting at around 216 billion, right? So we're missing around 30 billion. But a lot of people are saying that that volume really isn't real volume. All right. The reason for that is because Bitmex has allowed for traders to leverage. All right, when there's leverage volume, you're betting with money that's really not yours. Okay, so when you have a lot of these orders going through at once with that amount of volume, you know, a lot of times people are saying that even though yes, we have this many short sellers, it actually can be manipulated shorts. All right, so it can actually be 2 times less than what it's actually shown here. So it could actually be a manipulated volume overall. Okay, Bitmex does have that power to do so. A lot of people are starting to utilize it. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is manipulated price action? That the amount of short sellers available are actually is actually just a fake volume that's being driven through from Bitmex? What now? Also, do you believe that whatever Bitmex is doing, because this is the second time it's happened, all right, that Bitmex has actually closed down, and anytime that happens, Bitcoin's price does tend to shoot up, all right, and so people are speculating that Bitmex does have the power to actually keep price action down, okay, and so that can actually be dangerous. One thing to know is that Bitmex is actually not regulated by the SEC or any government regulation for that matter. Is that a legitimate thing? A lot of people would say that's cryptocurrency, so cryptocurrencies don't necessarily have to be regulated. But I mean, to take cryptocurrency to the next price action, to the next level, we have to go into a world of regulation, because in order for big institution to come in, they only feel confident if they are more or less in control of the money. Okay, and so if you have these little exchanges here and there that are unregulated, that are pumping them, potentially manipulating the markets, then it can actually affect price action and future long-term longevity in that sense. So again, let me know what you guys think about that. Other than that though, let's get right into the charts like I talked about. Like I said in the little description, guys, I do suspect that we will see huge surge in price action. It's still possible for that. I mean, it is also still possible that we'll see a larger amount of shorts that will surpass from April's highest point. So I mean, we can still keep seeing some sideways consolidation, but the amount of buyers that there's been for the past couple of days, it leads me to believe that the buyers might actually win out these shorts, okay? And especially when we have this many shorts, it only takes a whale to come in and just to really shoot that price action up. So I'm still betting right here that I'm long short term. So let me actually draw this out, right? So short term, I suspect that we'll actually shoot up in price action until I see the shorts actually reduce down to potentially back to the mean at around, you guys can see right here, once we correlate back to that trend line right here. Then I will probably be bearish from that point. But for the time being, I'm actually bullish. I expect to see some form of price action. I really couldn't tell you. I can't tell you how far up it's going to go up, but I'm going to be playing it day by day to see how the price action is doing. Overall, though, I'm still feeling bullish. I think we're going to see a huge price action. Now, is that to say that we're not going to see that huge dump that I talked about? Not exactly. I think that that's still going to be incoming. It just might take a little more while, okay? I think that after we see a huge pump price action, then finally we might see that R side cool off, go towards the 1 day, because I mean there's still enough leg room, right? There's still enough leg room for us to pump regardless. But then once we see it go up here in price action, then from that point on, I mean, again, guys, I'm only speculating. I'm saying potentially 10,000. It could also be 8,000, 8,500. So I mean, there's really no set price there. But the moment it does start to see it cap out, I do expect to see a huge dump in price. All right. From this point, I'm still speculating that we will see. So let me actually take out the shorts just to make this a lot more clear. I do think that we will see a capitulation from so make sure to make this a little bit lower. I think we'll still see capitulation from around 5,000 to 4,500. I mean, the trend speaks for itself, okay, guys. You just got to look at the trend line, and you can clearly see that, you know, we'll probably end up making some highs at around potentially 7,600 and keep going back down to around 4.5, right? 5,000, 4.5. It's really no set stone. And from that point on, then I think it would almost be safe to say that it could be the bottom. I still, again, play day by day. But regardless, I think that we will still see a huge capitulation. But first, I think we'll see a pump, and then from that point, I think we'll see a huge dump in price action. So hope it's pretty clear enough, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys think that the Bitmex is manipulating the markets? Do you think that there should be some form of regulation to come to the space for us to make higher highs? Overall, are you feeling bullish because of the amount of shorts available. I mean, that's just ridiculous, guys. I mean, just like I said before, anytime there's that amount of shorts, it's bound to get squeezed, and we're going to see a huge pump. So I'm feeling pretty bullish short term, but let me know what you guys think about that. Other than that, guys, again, like I said, be sure to like, subscribe, and also join the Facebook group. I do have a Facebook group. If you haven't already, the link is in the description below. A lot of stuff is going on right now. We're going through a lot of rebranding phase and stuff, and we're going to start up the challenges pretty soon, so be sure to check that out. With that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.